Now the next programming language is the C hash or C sharp. It is an object-oriented programming language developed by Anders Hazelberg and released by Microsoft. It is part of Microsoft's .NET CAPNet technology initiative. It is standardized by ECMA, European Computer Manufacturers Association, and ISO, International Standards Organization. Its design was motivated by following design concepts. Support for software engineering principles such as strong type checking, garbage collection, bound checking, etc. Simple, modern, general purpose, object oriented language. Portability of source code and support for internationalization. Easy development of components for distributed environment. Economical in memory and processing requirement. Suitable for writing application for hosted, embedded, sophisticated environments. C has is syntactically and semantically very close to C++ and adopts various object-oriented features from both C++ and Java. C has compilers target the common language infrastructures. CLI provides as runtime in .CAPNet framework. The common language runtime CLR, common language runtime CLR that implements the CLI, common language infrastructure, provides an environment similar to application virtual machine. A programmer need not to be concerned about target computer system, but can write programs targeting the common language runtime. The common language runtime also provides important services such as memory management, exception handling, and security. The class library and the CLR together compose the .NET framework. Now the next programming is Lisp. Lisp stands for List Processing. John McCarthy of MIT developed it in 1959. His goal was to develop a language that is good at manipulating non-numeric data such as symbols and strings of text. Programmers need such data handling capability in compiler development and in artificial intelligence applications. AI applications deal with the idea of using computers for modeling human information storage and retrieval along with other fundamental processes of the brain. Lisp, LISP, Lisp designer provided this capability in the form of list processing feature, allowing computers to process symbolic data in list collection of non-contiguous memory cells chained together with pointers. Lisp is a Lisp, LISP is a functional programming language and is very different from other imperative languages like Fortran, COBOL, and Pascal. All computers in functional programming languages are accomplished by applying functions to an argument. There need not be assignment, statement, or even variables used in the way as used in imperative language to store values that change during program execution. Due to powerful list processing capability, Lisp is used extensively in the area of pattern recognition, artificial intelligence, and for simulation of games. It dominated AI applications are totally for almost a quarter of a century. Even today, it is the most widely used language for artificial intelligence applications. Now, next programming language is Snowball, SNOBOL. It stands for a string oriented symbolic language. It is another language for programming non-numeric applications. As the name implies, its designer had the objective to design a language to manipulate strings of characters with ease. Snowball therefore has powerful string manipulation features that facilitate various types of operation on strings of characters, such as string comparison, splitting of a string, combining two strings, etc. Programmers use it extensively for programming applications that deal with text processing. ऐसे ही उनका कंप्यूटर के बात सब है कंप्यूटर के Here are some popular high language, while there are others that could not become so popular, being very powerful. There might be many reasons for the success of a language, but one obvious reason is its characteristics. Several characteristics believed to be important for a good programming language. Several characteristics believed to be important for a good programming language are Jai Shri Ram, Jai Sitaram, Jai Bajrangwali, Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Jai Bajrangwali. First, several characteristics believed to be important for a good programming language are simplicity. A good programming language must be simple and easy to learn and use. It should provide a clear, simple, and unified set of concepts to a programmer so that he can grasp easily. The overall simplicity of a programming language strongly affects the readability of the programs written in that language. And programs that are easier to read and understand are easier to maintain. It is also easy to develop and implement a compiler or an interpreter for simple programming language. For achieving simplicity, designers should not sacrifice the power needed for language. For example, many programs like BASIC because of its simplicity. The next point is abstraction. Abstraction means the ability to define and then use complicated structure operations in ways that allows programmers to ignore many of the details. The degree of abstractions allowed by a programming language directly affects its ease of programming. For example, object-oriented language support high degree of abstraction, hence writing programs in object-oriented language is much easier. Object-oriented language also support reusability of program segments due to this feature. Third is naturalness. A good language for an application area should be natural for programming application of that area. It should provide appropriate operators, data structure, control structure, and a natural syntax to facilitate programmers to code their problems easily and efficiently. Fortran and COBOL are good examples of language possessing high degree of naturalness in scientific and business applications area respectively. Next is efficiency. A program written in good programming language enables a computer system to translate it into machine code efficiently, execute it efficiently, and must manage it with less memory space. That is, a good programming language is supported with a good language translator, a compiler, or an interpreter that gives due consideration to space and time efficiency. The next point is compactness. In a good programming language, programmers should be able to express the intended operation concisely without losing readability. Programmers generally do not like a verbose language because they need to write too much. Many programs dislike COBOL because it is verbose in nature. Next point is a structured programming support. A good programming language should have necessary features to allow programmers to write their programs based on the concept of structured programming. This property greatly affects the ease with which a programmer can write, test, and maintain his or her programs. Moreover, it forces the programmer to look at problem in a logical way so that he can create fewer errors while writing a program for the problems. Next point is locality. A good programming language should be such that while writing a programmer need not jump around visually. He prepares the text of the program. This allows the programmer to concentrate almost solely on the part of the program around the statement he is currently working with. COBOL and to some extent C and Pascal lack locality because data definitions are separated from processing a statement, perhaps by many pages of code, or have to appear before any processing statement in the function procedure. Extensibility. A good programming language should also allow extension through simple, natural, and elegant mechanisms. Almost all languages provide sub-programs definition mechanisms for this purpose, but some languages are weak in this aspect. Now, selecting a language for coding and application. Programmers often face the situation of selecting a programming language out of many options available for coding and application. The following factors generally influence the selection process. The first point is familiarity with the language. If he finds that multiple languages are suitable for the application area, he should select the one with which he and other programmers in his team are most familiar. Nature of the applications. Second point, nature of the application. A programmer should select a language that is suitable for the application area at hand. For example, Fortran is suitable for scientific and engineering application, while COBOL is suitable for business application. Third point, ease of learning the language. Ease of learning the language. If he finds that multiple languages are suitable for the application area and the programmers are not familiar with any of them, he should select the language that is easy to learn and use. The fourth point, availability of program development tools. Before selecting a language, the programmers must also find out if the programming environment of the language has good program development tools like compiler, interpreter, debugger, linker, etc. A language with a